Today on Keller at Large, the state of the Democratic Party.
Jon Keller is joined by former Governor Michael Dukakis.
Well, good morning. In just a couple of weeks, Massachusetts Democrats will be gathering in Worcester for their nominating convention. And down in Washington, strategizing for the crucial midterm congressional elections is approaching full boil. So it's a perfect time for us to talk about the current and future state of the Democratic Party, both locally and nationally, with a gentleman who knows a little bit about national and local politics. He is the former governor of Massachusetts and 1988 Democratic presidential nominee, Michael Dukakis. Governor, welcome.
John, nice to be here.
Great to see you. Thank you for coming by.
It's a pleasure.
So let's start with the local scene. You had endorsed former Newton Mayor Seti Warren, who recently dropped out of the race, citing anemic fundraising. Well, that leaves former ANF Secretary Jay Gonzalez and activist Bob Massey. They've also struggled to raise money. First of all, who do you like now, and what should their argument be in the fall?
Well, this isn't a dodge. I liked all three of them. And as you know, I rarely endorse in Democratic primaries. But I've known...
You were old friends with Seti's father, right?
Seti's father and I were like brothers, and I've known Seti since he was 4.
Right.
I think he was crawling around on my rug in the governor's office as a little kid. And I also really thought that, at least in some ways, he probably had the best shot at taking on Charlie Baker of the three. Well, for whatever reason, he's no longer in the field. Bob and Jay are very good people. Question is, can they really engage in this race? And I don't know, this may sound silly, John, but I don't know that it requires gobs of money. And I think an active, aggressive, effective campaign will attract lots of what we call free media, as you know, and you do have social media, which is available to you. So I think either one of them could mount an effective contest, but it's got to be an effective contest.
Do you think the party will make a mistake if they put them both on the ballot? I mean, there are some who've argued that this has hurt Democrats in the past in gubernatorial races. You have this primary, and then you just have this short sprint.
And it's a late primary. Yeah. That's the problem.
Well, you know, day after Labor Day this year, a little earlier.
Yeah, but I mean, if we had a primary in, what, May, June, like most states,
right,
then whoever the winner of the nomination is could then conduct an effective campaign. It's very tough with 7 or 8 weeks and then a final election.
So what's wrong with Charlie Baker? I mean, look, with the exception of Deval Patrick's 2 terms, since you left office, we've had Republican governors here 20 of the past 28 years. Do you understand why, first of all, and what's wrong with Baker? Why shouldn't he have a second term?
The why is clear. We have overwhelmingly Democratic legislatures, and most Republican candidates run saying, hey, you don't want these guys to control everything. And it's an effective argument to some extent. Not only that, notwithstanding our so-called Democratic inclinations, this is a pretty independent state. Always has been. Always has been. Notorious split ticketers. And in a way, that's a strength of the party. I mean, if you want the Democratic nomination, you better be somebody who has a reputation for being pretty independent within the Democratic Party. So I think that's the answer to that. Now, what's wrong with Charlie? Charlie's a nice guy. I just don't think he has that sense of urgency that I'd like to see in a governor.
The vision thing, is that it?
Well, it's not so much the vision thing. Look, it just took me 2 hours to come from Salem to Boston in a car. Forgive me for that. This transportation situation is terrible. I don't see the Baker administration doing much about it.
So maybe that's where you'd like to see the Democratic nominee focusing.
And it is true that I'm obsessive about connecting North and South Station by rail, but it's not just that.
Yeah.
We need a first-class transportation system that can really make it possible for people to move around this place and do things and invest in places and live in places. We don't have it.
All right, I want to shift our focus to national politics, and we'll do that in a moment when we continue talking with former Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis. So please stay with us.